Well, it doesn't all depend on Jalen Hurts. A lot depends on Jalen Hurts, and he'll need to improve to prove my projection correct. Yes, absolutely. But he was an average passer last year, and when you combine that with his rushing ability, that makes him an above average quarterback. But mostly what we like is, one, the talent they put around him, right? Like, they added a lot of talent this offseason. In particular, the defense should really turn around.
Lighten it up, man. Appreciate all the love and support out there on the JAKIB Media Network. Big shout out to Ocean Casino, Atlantic City. Make sure you go check out those guys, and make sure you check out Football Outsiders if you want to really prepare for the NFL season. Football Outsiders is load of nuggets, information, analytics, and the man behind it all joins us right now. Aaron Schatz here on the Football Playbook, my fellow Jersey brethren. Good morning, Aaron. How are you today, brother?
Hey, yeah, Jersey from way back. I left Jersey when I was 2 years old, but I was born.
That's all right. We still chop it up and break it down and talk some Jersey. I think last time I probably saw you was out at the NFL Scouting Combine, and always good to catch up here, especially getting a finger on the pulse with the national NFL scene. But we have a big Philadelphia contingency here, Aaron, and I saw you on another show. I saw you make a prediction. I said, we got to rile up the Dirty Bird fans here. We got to get the juices flowing on the first edition of the Football Playbook. So, Tone, give us the drum roll, please. We're going to start off with a bang and talk it Eagles edition here. I mean, you have the Eagles. Well, I'll let you say. What do you think the Eagles will do this year, Aaron?
I have the Eagles as my Super Bowl NFC pick. I have Bills over Eagles as my Super Bowl pick.
Eagles going to the Super Bowl. Hey now, what a prediction here. And I think, there's a lot of high expectations, but you're the first person that I've seen gone on record and say the Eagles have a Super Bowl contending team. Now, I look at the Rams kind of, hey, they're the champs until they ain't king of the mountain. But to me, Tom Brady, the Bucs, they don't really have the same feel. Aaron Rodgers, the Packers, I'm not sure I'm sold on that. So to me, the Eagles are right there in that tier 2 category, and it all depends on Jalen Hurts, right? So, I mean, what does the data at Football Outsiders say about Jalen Hurts?
Well, it doesn't all depend on Jalen Hurts. A lot depends on Jalen Hurts, and he'll need to improve to prove my projection correct. Yes, absolutely. But he was an average passer last year, and when you combine that with his rushing ability, that makes him an above average quarterback. But mostly what we like is, one, the talent they've put around him, right? Like, they added a lot of talent this offseason. In particular, the defense should really turn around with Hassan Reddick, James Bradbury, Kazir White, Kazir White's not great, but he's an upgrade on what they had at linebacker last year, and the 2 rookies, and getting Brandon Graham back from injury. It should really turn the defense around. And then on offense, all of a sudden now you have A.J. Brown as your number 1 receiver, plus Devontae Smith in his second year, and a great offensive line. It just looks set up really well. But then here's the other thing about Philadelphia. They have, by our numbers, the easiest projected schedule in the league. Therefore, in our ratings, we actually project Tampa Bay and Los Angeles to be better, but we project Philadelphia in our simulations. They average more wins because they have an easier schedule than the other top teams in the NFC.
No, that's interesting, because I think the big question on this Jonathan Gannon-led defense is how much they feasted on poor quarterback play down the stretch.
They will again.
Yeah,
that's the thing. They will feast on poor quarterbacks again this year. So, you can write things off last year because of schedule, but this year's schedule is going to be really easy too. So, There we go.
Well, with that being said, the offensive line that you mentioned, they put Hurts in position to win. You mentioned the defense additions, but they also added A.J. Brown on offense, which is looking pretty good there with Devonta Smith, Dallas Goedert. They got somewhat of a 3-headed backfield with Boston Scott, Kenneth Gainwell, Miles Sanders. Really, it's time for him to put his big boy pants on, because the consensus here around these neck of the woods anyway is that the Eagles have the top offensive line unit, and that really sets up Jalen Hurts well. Do you kind of agree with that assessment, Aaron, or what's your take on this Eagles offensive line?
Yeah, I mean, they're really strong as both run blockers and pass blockers and all kinds of advanced metrics. I don't, doubt that if the Eagles are not the number one offensive line in the league, they're close. So that's, I mean, as really talented as A.J. Brown is, and as, they have some good running backs and everything, that's the strength of this offense is the offensive line, no question.
We're talking to Aaron Schatz here, Football Outsiders. Aaron, how long have you been doing the Football Outsiders? What year of coverage is this for you?
This is my 20th year covering the NFL. We launched Football Outsiders as the original NFL analytics site in July of 2003. So this will be my 20th season.
Congratulations, brother. 20th year anniversary.
Come a long way. I mean, I was just a guy working on my off time from my other job when we started this in 2003. And now we've done the 18 different preseason books with our Football Outsiders Almanac that comes out every year. And I'm one of the 50 MVP voters now. And so we've come a long way in 20 years, no question.
Yes, you have. And so much exciting stuff going on at Football Outsiders. Had a chance to catch you speak at the Sports Management Worldwide Football Career Conference in Indianapolis during the Combine. You really shed some great perspective into the analytics life. And I heard Brian Daboll speaking the other day about how much of an emphasis he puts on analytics, especially on fourth down decisions. I know Brandon Staley is a guy that's kind of been spearheading that chart and takes a lot of criticism, but also gets a lot of kudos in the analytics community. Take us quickly through, some of the things you're teaching. I know you also have a course teaching football analytics, but take us through some of the data, how did you come up with the DVOA and some of the cool stats that you guys keep tabs on at Football Outsiders?
Yeah, people check out Sports Management Worldwide, smww.com. I teach a football analytics class in the spring, along with Mike Kinnear, who's another one of my writers, South Jersey guy.
Yep.
So DVOA is the main stat at Football Outsiders, and it starts with the idea that different plays mean different things depending on the down and distance, that you have to judge football plays in the context of the down and distance. So it assigns success on every play based on the down and distance, and then compares that to a league average baseline that's adjusted for situation and opponent, and that gets you a team's overall efficiency. And it's proven to be pretty good at predicting things in the past. I mean, football there's a lot of randomness in football, so nothing is really good at predicting things, but it's better than conventional stats at predicting the future. It is a good way to analyze teams. You can break it down because it's done play by play. You can break it down and do just the red zone or just third downs or just this player, et cetera, et cetera. So we update all those DVOA stats at Football Outsiders. We have a database that goes all the way back to 1981. If you're interested in football history, we have a number of other stats. If you go to footballoutsiders.com/subscribe, you can become a subscriber to FO Plus, which is our premium service. You get the electronic version of our 550-page preseason guide, the Football Outsiders Almanac 2022. Plus, you get the Kubiak Fantasy Football Draft Tool, and in-season weekly projections, picks against the spread, and a bunch of fantasy stat research tools that will help you in your DFS teams and your in-season fantasy. There's a bunch of stuff, bunch of different stats on the site.
No, I mean, you can get lost for days prepping for the season with the Football Outsiders Almanac. I mean, that's great stuff there. Without giving away, there it is. Boom. There it is. I mean, you can
thick. Look how thick that book is.
I was gonna say you can knock somebody out with that, but you could go Aaron Donald on somebody with that bad boy. So, without giving away all the secret sauce in the book, Aaron, what are how about like a surprise team that might overachieve or a surprise team that might underachieve according to the Football Outsiders?
Couple teams we really like this year, Minnesota and New Orleans.
Really?
I'm particularly big on New Orleans. New Orleans is our number one projected defense.
Okay.
And then you think about their offense. Winston was above average last year, but it was only half a season. So let's imagine he's average. Nonetheless, they have better receivers now than they did last year with Michael Thomas coming back, plus Chris Olave, Jarvis Landry. All they need to do is put an average offense on the field along with a top defense, if their defense is as good as we think it will be, that's all they need is an average offense to be over their Las Vegas total of 8 and to be a wild card team.
Okay. Well, that's interesting because they are without Kamara, I think, for the first stretch.
Well, no, because here's the thing is Kamara, his legal dates have constantly been delayed. And so we kept waiting for the suspension to come down. But the suspension probably is waiting for the legal hearings, and the legal hearings have been delayed till mid-season. So I don't think
right?
there is
I
a
didn't even know
suspension
that.
coming for Kamara.
Huh.
I don't think there's a suspension coming.
Wow. All right. Very good. Well, since you're talking Saints, how about the quarterback there that went from quarterback to tight end? You know who I'm talking about.
Oh, Taysom Hill. Yeah, we'd like for them to stop wasting our time with Taysom Hill. At least they don't think that Taysom Hill is a starting quarterback anymore. At least they know now he's a gadget player. But no, it'll be interesting to see what happens with Hill and with the new head coach, Dennis Allen, and how he does things similarly or not similarly to Sean Payton. But there's just a lot of talent on that team that people don't know about. The defense in particular is underrated with, Cameron Jordan and Demario Davis. These are not guys who get talked about a lot, but they're very good players.
Yeah, and you can argue. I mean, they can compete for that division, no doubt about it. They're going to be a competitive team, but I do think Jameis has to stay healthy, right? He's got to show us that he can do it.
Yeah, I mean, with any team, you want their starting quarterback to stay healthy, but at least with Andy Dalton, they have a better backup situation than they did last year. But, any team, if the starting quarterback for almost any team in the league gets hurt, that team is in big trouble.
No doubt about it. Aaron Schatz here on the Football Outsiders, breaking it down, chopping it up. Aaron, what are some of the things that you have cooking over at the Football Outsiders? What can fans log on and see this upcoming week or so?
Well, I mean, we'll have predictions for over-unders this week on player props, predictions on award props. Next week, we will have the start of our college content actually starts this week. Next week, we'll have our staff predictions. And coming soon is a new column by Derek Klassen, who's our film research guy. We'll be breaking down every game of the week with film study. That'll be out every Friday on Football Outsiders this season. Cool. So lots of cool stuff coming on our site over the next couple of weeks.
And you guys are diving into the college side of things? What's going on
We've done
there?
college for a while. We do 3 college articles a week. We have a rating system called the FEI ratings that rate drive. It's a drive-based efficiency rating system. And then we do a Friday column called Seventh Day Adventure that talks about previewing the games of the weekend, and then a Monday wrap-up column that wraps up the games of the weekend and looks forward to the next week.
Outstanding. I'll have to check that out and get on it. Hey, we appreciate you popping on. Thanks for being patient in the virtual green room and joining us here on the Football Playbook edition. Any parting shots for the people? Any little shout outs you want to give before we let you boogie?
Just remind you can still read the Football Outsiders Almanac 2022, over 550 pages of previews. You'll find this printed version on Amazon for $29.99, or like I said, to get an electronic version, you become an FO Plus subscriber at footballoutsiders.com/subscribe.
Do it now. Do it right now. Make sure you go follow him at FO_A Schatz. He is Aaron Schatz, celebrating 20 years of football coverage there on Football Outsiders, joining us here on the Football Playbook. We'll be back right after this to bring it on home.